Thank you. Thank you. I suppose as a spokesman for disability for my party, I want to raise a number of concerns around disabled people. There's persistently low levels of employment amongst people with disabilities, despite a widespread desire for work and career aspirations held by many, which could be realised with the correct supports. But this has resulted in an appallingly high level of poverty and enforced deprivation across households headed by a person with a disability. Currently the rate of poverty and social exclusion for people with disabilities in Ireland is one of the highest in the EU at 38.1%. And EU figures show Ireland to be the country with the lowest employment rate of people with disabilities at 32.3%. The government committed to addressing the additional cost of disability, and the Indecon report, which was commissioned by your department, found that people with a disability face a higher daily cost of living. Yet you've not introduced measures which fundamentally address this within the social welfare system. The government could have used the opportunity of the budget to begin to address the major shortcomings in provision for people with disabilities and family carers, but fell short of this. So while I do welcome many of the measures announced in the budget, there are a number of areas that require further attention, and I'd like to speak on a number of these. I think there's a need for a review of the means test for disability-related supports, as current means testing requirements can be very rigid and limiting for many people with disabilities due to being based on entire household income. Income thresholds also limits many disabled people from taking up employment, as they lose entitlements which are essential if they earn too much. And the one that's cited to me most is the medical card. People don't want to lose their medical card, they don't want to lose their basic payment, and this in particularly applies to those who work on commission, because they find then that they lose their payment if they receive any sort of work on commission at all. There's also a problem where the financial circumstances of partners of those who are in receipt of blind pension or disability allowance change, whereby the household income goes up, and then the blind person or the disabled person either loses their entitlement or their rate of payment is cut. So my argument is that these people will not cease to be blind or disabled simply because their partner changes jobs or the salary increases. Now, a number of my colleagues have raised concerns about the delay in processing the emergency payments of different types. I want to include in that the application for rent allowance for someone fleeing a domestic violence circumstance. I was informed of one woman who was seeking this rent allowance and was told it would take 5 weeks. Luckily enough, the new landlady was aware of her circumstances and understanding and said she could wait for the payment. Not all landlords or landladies are able to or willing to wait for the payment. It was something I wrote to you, Minister, about, and I'm hoping it's a once-off and that it can be addressed and will not happen again, because some people may end up going back to a domestic violence situation, and that's intolerable. Thank you.